NBC27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
Well, good Thursday morning, everybody. Yes, it is Thursday. I know many of us are lost in the snow loop where a lot of us here at the station had to work on Sunday. Schools have been closed Monday, probably Tuesday, delayed openings yesterday, today. So many people don't know what day it is anymore, and I'm telling you it's Thursday. We are pressing toward the weekend. There's no football this weekend, so again, that's an issue for many folks as we try to sort through that with the Super Bowl just a few days away, but not this Sunday. That will come in a week. In the meantime, we actually do have more pretty weather to talk about out there. Let's show you the sunrise. This is Camp Hill, Cedar Cliff High School. It just looks like an icy terrain out there. And the goal of today is to talk about the Arctic air that is going to set up shop here through the weekend, and then the storm that will not occur. And you've heard me mention this storm. I've been talking about it since the end of the last storm. We had some models on Monday that certainly brought another snowstorm to the area, but as I said then, the potential existed, didn't mean that it would happen, and since that point, most models have trended this storm out to sea. Good news if you are tired of the snow. Frigid and breezy today, and because of that frigid weather, we've got enough snow to go around, don't we? And that's not going anywhere anytime soon. A weekend storm, then, is a no-go for central Pennsylvania. We expect things to be pretty quiet, and some moderation in temperatures are coming as we look ahead to next week as well. But the frozen tundra here of Shippensburg University certainly showing up nicely on our camera. And yes, it just looks like, Frozen the movie, right? I mean, that's what we have been experiencing. Temperatures well below 32, down to 5 in York, 7 in Lancaster and Harrisburg at this hour. Many places across the state in the single digits, the exception being Lebanon at 11 degrees. We've got a little bit of a breeze out there, not a big one, but again, it doesn't take a lot to manufacture sub-zero wind chills. York, the coldest wind chill I saw this morning was York at 12 below, and we've got 4 below there now, and it feels like 3 below in Lancaster. So, yes, it is cold, and it is going to stay that way. Cloudy skies to the west of us. Some of these clouds, again, will try to develop here and move across the Susquehanna Valley this afternoon. So it's not going to be a perfectly sunny day, excuse me, but we will see some clouds develop. A high of only 18, and yes, it will still be breezy. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15. Tonight, frigid. Tonight may be colder than this morning, and I think both tonight and Saturday morning look quite chilly with lows down around 0. We did actually have some sub-zero temperatures this morning in spots, and you can sort of see where the core of this Arctic air is, from Bismarck to St. Paul, down into Harrisburg here, all of this air pushing in. And there's going to be more lobes of it pushing in that are actually going to help to steer the weekend storm out to sea, and that's what we're going to show you coming up. In the meantime, let's look locally at our temperatures. PrecisionCast says 20 today. I'm dubious. I think we stay in the teens. Tonight, we will likely fall down to around 0, if not below 0. Look at York. I mean, they got down to -5. Pretty impressive, and temperatures will be stuck in the teens on Friday as well with a little more sunshine tomorrow. The winds are still going to be a factor, too. Wind speeds at about 15 miles an hour. A little bit of a breeze tonight and more breezy weather tomorrow means wind chills are going to be a problem. Staying in the single digits today, likely 5 to 10 below again tomorrow morning at times. At times. It's not going to be like that for a whole hour, but at times as the winds come and go. And look at Saturday morning. Saturday morning could be the roughest morning yet. 10 to 20 below 0 wind chills for a brief period. Now, today, partly cloudy. We are going to experience some clouds this afternoon and a bit of a breeze. Tomorrow, mainly sunny. Highs again, as we mentioned, in the teens. Saturday, well, the storm is, gearing up off the coast or in the Carolinas. They're going to get some snow. We have a partly cloudy, pretty simple day. And I'll go on a bit of a rant here now with that. Listen, I know that we talk a lot about hype and hyping snowstorms, and most of you that follow us know that we don't do that. I saw a couple of comments on some of our videos and graphics that said about the weekend snowstorm, oh, they're just talking about it for clicks. They're just talking about it for clicks. No, we don't do that. We talk about it because when we believe that something is going to happen, we want to let you know about it as soon as we start to buy into it. We didn't post any snow maps or any model maps that showed ridiculous totals coming here for this weekend or anything like that. On Monday, I merely mentioned that there was potential for a nor'easter to develop in the guidance and that we needed to be on our toes. I would rather tell you about something then hide it. And then as the week wore on, everything trended to the east, which is good news if you don't want snow. There is going to be a storm. We're not making this up, okay? We're not sitting here talking to the masses about a storm that doesn't exist. No, it exists. Parts of the coastline are going to get it. It just will not occur here. And that is why we, wanted it out there. Now, if it did occur here, it had the potential to be a lot of snow. And at that point, far better to know and to plan early than late. So having said that, let's go to the extended outlook now and show you this storm and show you the temperature trend first. We're going to come back to this too, but look at the temperature trend here. We're going to be below freezing at least through next Wednesday, and then finally we see some moderation by next week. I think we get above freezing Thursday and Friday, but I'm going to show you the European model coming up. And while it is some moderation, believe me when I say it is not a ton. But we'll take anything above 30 at this point, won't we? So here's the storm. So again, when I talked potential on Monday, it wasn't to have anybody freak out about it. It was just simply to say, look, this is a storm that's going to be very close, and it will be. This gets into Virginia and southern Maryland. North Carolina is going to get a really good snow out of this. I don't know if they're excited about that or not, but they are. And because of this Arctic plunge of air that's coming down like this, what that's going to do is it's going to kind of sweep the storm up and away from us. And so the phasing of the southern moisture and the northern jet just don't line up this time for us. Unfortunately, if you're a snow lover, fortunately if you're not. So the storm looks to push into New England here and give coastal New England a good snow, but Pennsylvania stays out of it. So we should have a decent weekend. It is going to be cold. And I will say this, the pattern looks active here through the first 2 weeks in February. Now, what does that mean? Well, here comes another storm right here next week, at the end of next week, Thursday and Friday. Guess what? This is projecting the Carolinas to get more snow. And part of the problem is, again, the Arctic air reloads. It could be a very similar pattern. It stays to our south. It heads out to sea and up the coast. So this is something that I'm going to be watching over the next 2 weeks. Active pattern, stormy pattern, but that doesn't necessarily mean we will see the storms. Watch what I mean. Here's the bowling ball right here. Okay, watch what this does as it moves south Friday. Okay, Friday into Saturday. See how that dives all the way south, and then it causes the jet to dive south too, but it doesn't line up where the storm can come right up the coast like this. Nope, it pushes it out to sea enough that while coastal New England may get some snow, we won't. And then the cold air just reloads. See, here comes another lobe of it by Wednesday and Thursday. And if this continues to push to the south, then the pattern next week also shoves that storm to the south and east, and we stay out of it. So you need good ingredients to get a snowstorm. The cold is one of them, but if it's cold enough, it's going to push that storm again to the south, and we will miss out on it next week as well if one develops. So these are all things we're watching. We're going to be in the teens here the next several days as we look ahead into Sunday, a blustery day, because remember, that storm is very close. A shift of 50 miles makes all the difference here, my friends. But we're going to see the winds on the backside of it. A blustery day for Phil on Monday as well. Everybody's favorite rodent, not mine. But he will poke his head out and tell us what he thinks. I tell you what I think. Winter's going to continue for a while. Yes, we get near 30 Tuesday and Wednesday, but that is also not that warm, and it's still below the average, everybody. I can tell you that. So let's show you the long-range temperatures now according to the Euro. And, I mean, it really doesn't moderate things all that much. Now, I'm going to say the Euro's a little too cold here. That's why we're going to go 30 next Tuesday and Wednesday. It does pop us to 35 the Saturday before the Super Bowl, but then look at the temperatures going forward after that. So that's why I say the next 2 weeks are still going to be cold. We get some moderation, but then we dip back into these Arctic air masses that keep plunging to the south. So we're not out of the woods yet. I hate to say it, but you're still going to have to keep running the heat here over the course of the next 2 weeks. It doesn't look that much warmer as we move into February. Now the question is, do we get any moisture here that could become another snowstorm for us? At this time, it looks really quiet. I mean, both the GFS and the European model, although they show some storminess, as I just laid out for you, the pattern doesn't quite line up to bring us a storm, and we kind of go back to a drier than average period. So, again, that's something we will be watching. In the meantime, bundle up, stay warm. put another log on the fire, and continue to watch Beyond the Forecast. For ABC 27 Plus, I'm meteorologist Brett Thackara. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We will see you back here soon.